A young man was looking at an influencer interestingly when his girlfriend walked in. He got shocked and hid his phone, and when his girlfriend suggested that they get intimate, he stuttered and got nervous. Realizing his hesitancy, the girlfriend, Shelby, starts complaining and Cyrus retaliates, sparking an argument. As they drive to a wedding party, Shelby notices Cyrus commenting on Nikki's social media posts, fueling her envy. She attempts to mimic Nikki's style with her own post, but deletes it, feeling inadequate. Upon arriving at the venue, they're greeted by Dennis, Ruben, on the eve of his wedding, Nikki, a prominent social media influencer, Maya, Ruben's ex-girlfriend, and, unexpectedly, Ruben told them he had invited Forbes, a former friend who hadn't been seen since his expulsion during their college days. The group's surprise at Forbes' appearance stems from a dark chapter in their shared past. When Forbes came to join them, they offered him a smoke, but he declined. Forbes told them that he has been traveling and asked if the group wants to play a game. Before the game, he told them that this is something that can't get out of this room, and it is secretive. They all agreed to keep it a secret. He then explained he and his team have been working on this for 5 years, and it is better for him to show them rather than tell them. Despite initial skepticism, the group becomes intrigued and agrees to play a game using the device. Everyone attaches electrodes to their heads, each one connecting to the mysterious device. Forbes, the only one fully aware of how the machine works, activates it, triggering an unsettling but fascinating phenomenon. Everyone's mind is suddenly swapped into a different body. Everyone was shocked by this. Forbes swapped everyone back to their own bodies, and Forbes started explaining how the machine works. Dennis asked how many people had used the machine, and Forbes told him lots of people had used it. Cyrus asked why he brought the machine, and Forbes explained that he was surprised that he got invited because he didn't think anyone wanted him there. Ruben reassured him everyone wanted him there. After this, Forbes started telling them that he and his team had used the machine a lot to play games. The game is that everyone will switch bodies, and then each person has to guess which person is in which body. Forbes keeps track of which person is in which body, and he will return everyone to their rightful body at the end of each round. Ruben agreed to play, and Maya also agreed. They all argued, and Shelby asked Forbes if there was a side effect. He reassured her here there isn't, but suddenly froze and started having a seizure. Everyone got shocked, but he was joking, and after this, they all agreed to play the game. Forbes explained how the game will go and told them he will be the dungeon master who will control the machine. Forbes, as the game master, cannot participate fully but manages the machine. Shelby hesitantly joins the others, and the game begins. They all attach the electrodes, and Forbes activated the machine. In the first round, the group initially struggles to adjust to their new bodies, but quickly begins identifying one another based on familiar quirks and habits. Cyrus, in Ruben's body, attempts a bold reveal by pulling down his pants, exposing the swap. However, things take a turn when someone mistakenly guesses that Cyrus is in Dennis's body, though Forbes, actually in Dennis's body, claims the guess is correct. Cyrus, now inhabiting Ruben's body, confronts Forbes about the lie. Forbes dismisses it, explaining that he wanted to grant Cyrus a consequence-free experience, a desire Cyrus had privately expressed to Forbes earlier. Though suspicious, Cyrus lets the matter drop for the moment. Meanwhile, Maya, now occupying Nikki's body, heads to the basement. Still harboring feelings for Ruben, she begins to hook up with Cyrus, whom she believes to be Forbes. Their intimate moment is abruptly interrupted when the person inhabiting Maya's body enters the room, causing Maya to panic and cut things short. Maya asks Cyrus who she still believes is Forbes, who is in her body but he doesn't know. When she confronted him since he programmed the game, they argued and she walked out. As the round progresses, Cyrus grows increasingly unsettled. He witnesses Shelby, now in Brooke's body, and Ruben, who is occupying Cyrus's body, mocking him openly. Oblivious to his true identity, they ridicule his insecurities and habits. This pushes Cyrus to question Forbes' true intentions behind the game. Despite his growing concerns and attempts to dissuade the group from continuing, Cyrus is unable to convince anyone to stop. The round ends, and the group, now even more intrigued by the strange possibilities of the machine, prepares for the next round. Dennis went to Forbes, and being in his body made him think that they never talked. He then confesses to Forbes that he and Ruben orchestrated Forbes's previous expulsion. Dennis apologized for saying what they said to the dean. Forbes was shocked by this, but pretended to be calm. This revelation adds another layer of complexity to the evening. Before starting the next round, Forbes warns that the machine will need a full 24 hours to recharge after use. With tensions and curiosity peaking, the stage is set for the next twist in their bizarre and revealing game. Cyrus, complaining of a headache, opts out of the next round, leaving Shelby behind. In private, he confides that Forbes lied during the first round, which unsettles him. To navigate the next round, Cyrus devises a secret eyebrow signal for Shelby to identify him later. Meanwhile, Forbes provides Shelby with a brief demonstration of how the machine works before initiating round 2. As the new round begins, Forbes uses the eyebrow signal, but no one acknowledges it, confirming he is now Cyrus. Shelby, inhabiting Nikki's body, is immediately consumed by her obsession with the influencer's glamorous life. She wastes no time taking selfies and posting them, relishing the flood of attention they attract. The body swaps this round include Dennis and Cyrus's body. Shelby tries seducing Cyrus in Forbes's body, but he eventually stops making out with her and demands they end the round and stop playing the game. Ruben, now in Dennis's body, can't hide his lingering interest in Maya. He approaches Brooke, who is in Maya's body, and their mutual attraction leads them to the rooftop. There, they start getting intimate, which takes a disastrous turn as the terrace collapses, resulting in both falling to their deaths. With two characters dead, Brooke and Ruben, the dynamics become dire. Their consciousnesses are lost, but their bodies remain available for others to inhabit. This realization sends the group into a frenzy, especially Dennis, who begs Forbes to undo the swaps and restore everyone to their original state. Nikki proposes calling the police, but those in borrowed bodies, like Dennis and Maya, resist, fearing exposure of the machine. The chaos intensifies when Cyrus and Dennis clash. Dennis reveals his past betrayal, cheating on Nikki with Beatrix, a secret Cyrus exposed to Nikki, ultimately leading to their breakup. Cyrus admits his motives were selfish. He wanted Nikki for himself. Dennis calls the police, falsely confessing as Cyrus to throwing Brooke and Ruben off the roof. The stakes now shift. If bodies are swapped back, it's Cyrus who faces the legal consequences and jail time. As the chaos reaches its peak, Forbes attempts to flee with the machine, but Nikki hits him with a baseball bat. She and Cyrus dragged him back inside. Cyrus, desperate to reclaim his body, enlists Shelby's help, as she's the only one besides Forbes who understands how the device operates. However, Shelby has grown attached to Nikki's body and refuses to return to her original self. This sparks a heated argument, culminating in Nikki slapping Shelby. Cyrus ties up Forbes and tries to reason with Shelby, confessing his enduring love and his wish to spend the rest of his life with her. Maya, in Shelby's body, confronted Cyrus of hooking up with her in round 1 while she was in Nikki's body. Hearing this, Shelby storms off, using this revelation to her advantage. Shelby then blackmails Nikki, threatening to release damaging footage about her business partners unless she cooperates. This forces Nikki to abandon her confrontation. Shelby and Forbes devise a scheme where Shelby remains in Nikki's body while Cyrus inhabits Ruben's. They plan to escape together. Meanwhile, Dennis and Nikki uncover the plot and intervene just as Shelby prepares the machine. In a desperate move, Nikki deliberately exposes her body to peanuts, knowing it's fatal unless treated with an EpiPen, which only she knows the location of. Unbeknownst to her, Forbes manipulates the setup for his own gain. Amid the confusion, the police arrive. Nikki retrieves the EpiPen hidden in her boot and gives it to Shelby. The group scrambles to activate the machine, restoring the body swaps just as the police storm in. The aftermath is messy. The wedding is canceled, and the next day, Beatrice appears and violently confronts Forbes, asking where her suitcase is. A shocking twist emerges. Dennis now inhabits Forbes's body. While the real Forbes has been trapped in Beatrice's body all along, Beatrice orchestrated the entire event, using the machine to gain control. Her long-standing grudge stems from being betrayed by Dennis at a birthday party years ago, where he made false promises of a future together, only to cover his tracks by discrediting her. The resulting scandal led to Beatrice's institutionalization and Forbes's expulsion. While confined to the mental hospital, Beatrice was visited by her brother Forbes, who sought to reconnect by bringing along his experimental body-swapping machine. However, Beatrice Beatrice discovered Forbes's plans to attend a wedding party involving the group responsible for her downfall. Driven by a thirst for revenge, she used the machine to switch into Forbes's body, setting her plan into motion. At the party, Beatrice, disguised as Forbes, orchestrated the body-swapping game to manipulate events in her favor, focusing her vengeance on Dennis and his friends. By the end of the chaotic night, Cyrus was back in his original body but faced imprisonment due to Dennis's false confession of murder while occupying Cyrus's body. Shelby, who returned to her body, cut ties with Cyrus, disillusioned by his betrayal during Beatrice's manipulative test. Shelby realized Cyrus prioritized Nikki's body over her, reinforcing the deep scars left by Nikki's inadvertent impact on the lives of others. Beatrice ensured Shelby regained her body, transferred Nikki's consciousness into Ruben's lifeless body. Seizing Nikki's body and Dennis's wealth, Beatrice fled, leaving Forbes trapped in her original form and stealing the machine to remain untraceable. The aftermath revealed a grim tableau. Forbes trapped as Beatrice, Maya in Brooke's body, Dennis in Forbes, Shelby in her own, Cyrus still himself, and Nikki now inhabiting Ruben's lifeless body. Meanwhile, Beatrice, occupying Nikki's body, vanished into the world as a wealthy influencer, wielding the machine to ensure she could continuously switch identities. Shelby told Cyrus he will not lie to her anymore and left him while he is in prison.